The Philosophy of Money. The Philosophy of Money by Morgan Housel is a book that teaches you lessons on how to work with money so it's become effortless to attract it. One can attract a lot of wealth if one understands the philosophy behind the commodity. Money is not a scare but only available to those who know the rules of the game of money. Book now and learn the philosophy of money to attract abundance. Why do you think that even if people have a lot of money, they live mid-or lose, and some people with less money become millionaires? Whatever we agree or not, the decision we are making related to money today will have a financial impact in the near future. Then why not understand the philosophy of money and take the first mover advantages? Hence, we are going to talk about the philosophy of money written by Morgan Housel. This book offers a unique perspective of personal finance by exploring the interplay between human behavior and money. Unlike many traditional personal finance books that concentrate on topics such as stock selection, on portfolio construction, Housel delves into complex relationship between individual and their finance. By examining the historical factors of greed, insecurity, and optimism, Housel offers insight into why people struggle with debt and financial management rather than simply analyzing interest rates. Why read the summary here? A must. Congratulations on asking such an insightful question. As someone who absolutely admire books, I enjoy reading them thoroughly, taking notes, experimenting with their teaching, and summarizing the lesson that in fact we must. If you happen to be familiar with YouTube channel 1% better, you will know the passionately I dive into books and extra noting but the best of them. Summary, I approach this is book with the same level of dedication and the outcome is summary you are currently reading. Introduction. Success is a managing money isn't slowly determined by intelligence but rather than behavior. This is book emphasizes the importance of adopting constructive behaviors that lead to positive outcomes while also warming against restrictive habits. It is not necessary to have a high income or advanced education to benefit from these lessons. This is book is divided into several chapters, each exploring a different human behavior or attitude towards money. By desetting these behaviors and their impact on personal finance, readers can give valuable insight into their own financial habits. The lessons provided into book are applicable to everyone regardless of their income level or educational background. The author empathizes that financial success requires discipline, patience, and willingness to adopt beneficial behaviors. The book contains 12 crucial lessons which offer practical guidance on improving one's financial situation. These lessons cover a wide range of topics from the danger of overconfidence to the benefit of adopting a long-term perspective on investment. By reading this book, implementing its lessons, readers can improve their relationship with money and develop a healthier attitude towards personal finance. While financially success may not come overnight, the constructive behaviors and attitude outlined in the book can set readers on the path of long-term financial stability. Lesson number one: no one is crazy. Everyone has a unique idea for how the world works. Every individual perception of the world is unique, shaped by their personal experience, values, and external factors. The why someone uses the word is heavily influenced by their own circumstances, which may only represent a minuscule fractions of the world's overall happenings. However, the experience can have a significant impact on beliefs about the world, accounting for 80% their worldwide regarding how the world operates. No amount of education or open mindedness can accurately replicate the power of emotions such as fear and uncertainty. Even those who consider themselves well informed about the world have only experienced a tiny portion of on it, and this is limited experience can lead to misunderstanding or misjudgment. For example, consider the low income households in USA who spend the average of $40 per year on lottery tickets. This is figure may seem irrational to people in higher income households, but it is difficult to understand the rationale behind the behavior without being their shoes. Those who justify the purchase of lottery tickets may do so by saying they are paying the hope and a dream. However, without experiencing the same circumstances as low income households, it is challenging to fully compare their reasons for such behavior. Ultimately, individual experience shapes one's perceptions of the world, and this is perfections can vary drastically from person to person. Lesson number two, luck and risks. Success is not slowly determining by efforts. Luck and risks often playing a significant role in individual outcomes. Take the story of Bill Gates. For example, Gates attended Lakeside High School, which happened to be one of the few high schools in the world with a computer in 1968. However, it was the efforts of a teacher, Bill Doggle, to acquire 3000 teletype computer that paved the way of Gates of achieve his career success. Gates himself acknowledged this, stating that if there had been no Lakeside High School, there would have been no Microsoft. Lakeside had three standout computer students, all of whom were friends: Bill Gates, Paul Allen, and Kent Evans. Unfortunately, Kent weapons passed away in an accident before graduation, robbing him an opportunity to achieve his potential. This serves as example of bad luck. Luck and risks are both undeniable factors that influence individual outcomes. The reality it's not matter how hard one work, external forces will inevitably shape on success. The world is too complex to allow for 100% of individual actions to dedicate 100% of their outcomes. As a result, the accidental impact of actions beyond one's control can often have a great impact on their success than their personal efforts. Lesson 3, Never Enough. At a party hosted by a billionaire, writers Kurit Wegnot and Joseph Hiller had a conversation that highlights the idea of having enough. Wegnot pointed out that billionaire makes more money in a single day than Hiller made from his popular novel. However, Hiller replied by saying that his is something that will billionaire will never have enough. The hardest financial skill is getting the goalpost of stops moving. The hardest financial skill is knowing when to stop moving the goalpost. Often we compare ourselves to others, which can lead to financially envy. Capitalism is excellent and generating both wealth and envy, but social comparison is endless process. There will always be a someone who has more money or status than you do. Having enough means knowing when to avoid taking risks that may cause regret. Many things in the are not worth the risks, regardless of potential gains. A few examples include your reputation, freedom, family and friends, love and happiness. The only way to win is not playing the game, knowing when to stop and having the discipline to walk away in the key of financial success and happiness. Lesson for confounding compounding. Warren Buffett's financial success is not just about being a good investor but maintaining his investment success for 75 years. His secret is time, which allow for compounding to work its magic. Good investing is not just earning high returns but earning constant returns that can be repeated over time. Consistency and longevity are factors that enable compounding to produce remarkable. However, getting money and keeping money are two distinct and different challenges that requires different mindsets and strategies to acquire wealth. Taking risks, being optimizing, and putting oneself out there are necessary. On the other hand, the retain wealth and must have humility and fear that their financial success can be lost quickly. This is requires adopting a constructive mindset and risk management strategy to protect one's wealth. Lesson number 5, Getting Wealthy and Staying Wealthy. According to venture of capitalist Michael Mortage, we should not assume that tomorrow will be like yesterday. It is not safe to become too comfortable or compliment, thinking that past success will necessarily lead to future good fortune. We must continue to push forward and strive for success rather than relying solely on past achievement. Having a survival mindset requires their things. Aim to be financially unbreakable, be able to stick out swings in the market and stay the game long enough for compounding to work its magic. The most important thing to plan. The plan won't go according to plan A. Good plan leaves room for error. The more you need a specific element of a plan to be a true, the more frugal your financial plan becomes. Be optimistic about future but paranoid about the obstacles to your success. Lesson number 6 tells you win. Heinrich Borgren was a renowned art collector who had a remarkable collection of paintings by a celebrated artists such as Picasso, Brickville, Kelly, and Misty. Many people admire his art investing skills, but the reality was that he purchased a massive quantity of art and only a small portion of his collection was valuable. Despite being wrong most of the time, Bergurine was still able to achieve try to make success. This is a because of anything that is huge, profitable, famous, or influential is a result of a tail event and outlying one's thousands of millions event. The same principle applies to the venture capital model where investors expect most of their investors to fail, a few to do reasonably well do, and one or two drive the fund's returns. Similarly, in the stock market, most public companies fail and few do okay, and a small number generate extraordinary returns. Recognizing that tails drive everything in a business, investing, and finance means that is normal for many things go wrong, break, fail, and fall. When you accept this is fact, you will understand that key success is not avoiding failure altogether, but managing risks and exposure to tail events. Lesson number 7 Wealth is what you don't see. Wealth is a financial asset that hasn't yet been converted into what you see. Wealth is often misunderstood as simply having large amount of money or assets. However, it is important to recognize that wealth is not just about what you have, but also what you choose to do with its financial assets that hasn't been converted into material poisons and experiences. It's common for people to express a desire to be a millionaire, but what they really mean it is they want to spend $1 million. In reality, spending $1 million is the opposite of being a millionaire. The true difference between being wealthy and being rich lies in the way which people utilize their resources. Those who are rich are often visible through their flashy displays of wealth, such as driving fancy cars and living in large homes. They typically have high income which enable to them spend freely and indulge in their desired luxuries. However, true wealth is often hidden and not immediately apparent. Wealth is the accumulation of income that is saved rather than spent. It is the optionality, flexibility, and growth that comes from having resources available for future use. Wealth allows individuals to have the ability to purchase things when they need or want to without the stress and pressure of financial constructions. Lesson number 8 Save money. Three types of people pass certain level of income: those who save, those who don't think they can save, those who don't think they need to save. In a personal finance, your saving rate trumps your income or investment returns. The amount you save is within your control and can have a significant impact on your financial well-being. It is essential to focus on what works for you rather than worrying about the other opinion. Having more control over your time and options is becoming increasingly valuable in today's world. Money alone can't buy you freedom, but financial security and flexibility can. By a proper prioritizing saving, you can create a safety net that allow you to make choices that align with your values and goals. Lesson number 9 Reasonable, rational, and room for error. Do not aim to be a cloudly rational when making financial decision. I am just to be a pretty reasonable. When it is come to making financial decision, it is unrealistic to aim for complete cold rationality. Instead, the goal should be to reasonably rational. This is approach is more practical and sustainable in the long term run, such as crucial for managing money effectively. Over time, the odds of making money increase. This is because things that have never happened before can happen at any time. However, it is important to remember that past performance does not guarantee future result. In a blackjack and poker, players understand that they are dealing with probabilities rather than certainties. The best strategy is to plan for things, not to go as planned, having a margin of safety or room for error and Radiance is essential to navigating a world governed by odds. Preparing for the unexpected and challenging because it is impossible to anticipate everything that could be wrong. However, you can minimize the impact of failure by avoiding single points of failure. The biggest point of failure with money is railing slowly and play back to fund short-term spending needs without any saving to avoid. That is a good idea to have a rainy day fund that can be used for unforeseen expenses. Lesson number 10, you will challenge. Making effective long term plans and decisions is challenging because we are poor predictors of your future sleeves. What you value today may not be as important to us in the future. It is essential to recognize that individuals are susceptible to change. Some costs can be detrimental as they can anchor us the past efforts and limit our future choices. It is crucial to avoid making decisions based slowly on sunk costs and recognize that what matters most is minimizing future losses. The key to a lot of things with money is just figuring out what the price is, being willing to pay it. Successful investing requires paying a price, but the currency is not always dollars and cents. It is often involves volatility, fear, doubt, uncertainty, and regret. Many investors are not willing to accept this price and shy away from investing as a result. Viewing volatility as a fee can help shift our perspective and make us more comfortable with short term market fluctuations. It takes a certain disposition to expect the price of investing, but they done with a long term perspective, the short term costs can be more easily managed. Understanding the true cost of investing and being willing to pay it is critical. By doing so, we can avoid being a price owners to our past decisions and instead create a
Number
more
11,
flexible and
the
adaptable
seduction of
future.
pessimism.
Pessimism is a more common mindset to optimism, and it is often seen as a smarter and more intellectually captivating. Optimizing, on the other hand, it is viewed as a being believes to risk. This is because humans are worried to previous threats are as more arrogant than opportunities. This is asymmetry between positive and negative expectations or experiences has an involuntary history that is help organisms to survive and reproduce. During these 200s, as oil prices rose and previously unbelievable type of oil extraction become economically flexible, this is because adversity often drives innovation and new solutions. Threats incentivize solutions equal magnitude, which is a common theme in economic history. However, this is often overlooked by a pessimists who focus on setbacks and distractions which happen quickly and impactfully. It is essential to remember that progress is slow and steady, driven by compounding, which always takes time in contrast. Destructions is driven by a single point of failure that can happen in second, and loss of confidence which can happen in an instant overnight. Tragedies are common, but they are rarely overnight miracles. Therefore, we must not be blinded by permissions on overly optimizing. Instead, we should approach life with a balanced perspective and respond to adversity with innovation solutions. It is essential to acknowledge the reality that setbacks and failures will occur, but remain focused on the long time progress and growth. Lesson number 12, Confucians. The lesson sympathize the importance of independence is all of author financial decision living below once means a key element of financial success as well as finding pleasure in low cost activities such as exercising, reading, podcast and learning. The author owns his house outright without a mortgage, acknowledging that will it maybe not be first financial decision, it provides peace of mind. The first rule of compounding is never to interrupt it unnecessarily. The author keeps 20% of his asset in cash to provide a safety net and avoid having to sell stock market investment and emergency. This is aligns with Charlie Morgan's philosophy that the first rule of compounding is never to interrupt it unnecessarily. The author of Philosophy of Money no longer invest in individual stocks and instead of puts up all stock his market investment in low cost funds index. Will someone investor can opt out from the market average? It is challenging feat and the majority of investor will benefit selecting a strategy that has the highest probability of meeting their long-term goals. From most investors, this strategy will be investing in a low cost of index fund. In summary, the author financial habits revolve around independence, living below one's means, prioritizing peace of mind, maintaining a safety net, and investing in low cost of fund index long-term success. By following these practices, readers can strive for financial success in their own lives